Portland Sports Arena, this is Portland Wrestling. Your ringside host, Frank Bonema. Brought to you in part by Tom Peterson's, Oregon's largest TV stereo and appliance store. Tom Peterson's, 82nd and Southeast Foster Road. And by Friendly Chevrolet in Lake Oswego. Whether you're looking for a new or used car or truck, see the folks at Friendly Chevrolet. And a very good Saturday evening to you all, whatever you might be doing on this great July day and evening. We hope that you're ready to watch some great action.
Let's get ready to pivot. Last time we had our TV show and it all went well, but something was very clear on the event that we wanted to change. So welcome back to our TEW IX series exploring the Portland territory from 1970, and we're halfway through 1970 here. We're in June. And we left you last time with the cliffhanger. What were we going to click here? Yes, we have a decision to make. Let's see what's happening. Contract negotiations with Jack Nicholson. Not the golf player, no, the actor, not Jack Nicholson. Complete all worker signings, let's go. We know it's only a 5 appearance deal for 3 months. Viewing figures 0.29, 55,000, nearly 55,000 and a half households saw the show. And Gene Kiniski is tired. He's a tired old man. To be fair, we did have him on in a match in the main event, going full out last time. So this time I think it was well deserved. He might need a rest. But we're going to pivot, as I said. Let's look at the storylines because we have 6 days until the next Sunday show for the Portland Wrestling and 15 days, a little over 2 weeks until the event. The big event, you might have heard about it, Legend of the Thunderbird. And top title feud. And it's this one. I don't feel like it's getting where it needs to be, and I feel that we'll just end the storyline and I'll explain why. I feel like the way we're doing things, we've clearly got the heel we want to have, and it's Torquemada. He is the man with the momentum. Let's look at that right now. Very warm momentum. He's part of this is Villain Enterprises here, but the Evil Enterprises. Beauregard and Gary Hart. And he is very much over, and things click up everywhere. And he's very much over and part of the strongest heel faction that we have. And he looks the part. He looks like a wrestler. So I think he's going to be the man to challenge for the title at Legend of the Thunderbird. And in a way, maybe that's going to start that feud. But we will do the storyline. Now we will add the storyline. Torquemada versus Antonio Inoki. So let's have a little look here. So we can't use him because he's a part of a storyline already. He's part of this one. Let's remove him from this one. And then add him in again, maybe as a supporting character. We could do that. Align with Gary Hart as a supporting role. And that will free him up to being a main role player for our next storyline. Inoki challenged by Kamata. Okay, so Torquemada has run rampant over the northwest and deserves a title match. The commission have different ideas, but Gary Hart. Remember, Gary Hart is now kayfabe-wise, he's now a part of the booking committee, the people who decide the matches, has used his power to ensure the name on the contract for the title match at Legend of the Thunderbird will be his charge. Okay, so we're going to put Antonio Inoki there against Tor Kamata. Make it so. There we go. We've added them there, but we can also add to the storyline. Not add a whole storyline, add work to the storyline. We can add Gary Hart. We'll put in a storyline and they'll come up there as a supporting role. And then obviously I think we want to have our favourite here, Beauregard, also supporting. So they can do the talking, Torquemada can do the smashing, as it should be. And we've got a very famous, well-known fella now. It's called Jack. Let's find him. Jack Nicholson. His popularity, 42 in the Northwest. Tri-State 43. Could he make him a character? Put him as a heel. Okay, can we not turn of face? Not too many heel authority figures. It'd be good to mix it up with a babyface kind of character here. What would he be? What would a good character be for inspirational leader? Cocky. Well, that would be good. A swagger gimmick. I think he would fit this one. What would be the most similar to his One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest idea there? A cool, inspirational leader. That would be quite good. Unless we want to have something regular like staff member. But why not? Why not go all out on this one? But a gimmick which is a little bit more out there. Something that's... Let's have a think. What would be a good one here? Journalist. He could be just undercover trying to get a scoop. He's not a wrestler at all, he's an actor. No, but he could play any of these. He's an actor. I think the inspirational leader would be very good, though. He plays swagger, realistic, offbeat gimmicks quite well. That'd be cool. So we've got Jack Nicholson as the inspirational leader, occasional wrestler, manager, referee. Well, we will use him in angles, and we'll use him to be a sort of babyface figure. But his contract, as we said, 5 appearances, and he can wrestle and work on the house shows. No, he can't work on house shows, but on the TV shows, yes. But 9,500. But money is not an issue. Who have we got here? From West Yorkshire, England, Ernest Baldwin. Never heard of. And all these wrestlers that come up, I try and find matches or people who I'm interested in to see. Yeah, apparently wrestled at Luther's when he was over in the UK. And who else? Skip ahead now because we want to get to the TV. What else do we want to look at before going ahead? Should we make an alliance with Jack Nicholson and Antonio Inoki? Ray Stevens has been loaned. HW. What's HW? Hollywood Wrestling. That's kind of where Jack Nicholson would fit in much better, I think. Mike LaBelle. Okay, it's just the Las Vegas territory. Well, maybe we could do that. Maybe we could make... doesn't have a manager, but does he need a manager? You see here Antonio Inoki also alter egos known as Tokyo Tom 1. Can you tell me who Tokyo Tom 2 is? We are looking at if we could make Jack Nicholson the manager of Antonio Iannucci. I don't know what he's going to do with all these golf tips, but Jack Nicholson, he is brilliant at golf. Of course, I'm mixing him up with Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholas. I'm doing that on purpose. But Jack Nicholson has an interest in basketball. I believe he has, or used to have, tickets to be on the sidelines for the LA Lakers, and he was there every single home game they had. Well, what fun we could have with Jack Nicholson. He is managing Antonio Iannucci. Could we give him someone else as well? Again, I only got five uses for him. Well, let's add him to the storyline. If we're gonna do it, let's go home. Let's go big. Add the worker. And who is not in the storyline? Jack Nicholson. He's in line with Iannucci, major role. Because Iannucci, he's got a lot of really positive things, amazingly positive work rate and all that, but his microphone skills, just because of the lack of natural English, means that we have Jack Nicholson as his manager. Maybe that's all he needed. Maybe he would have hit it big in the US if he would have just had Jack Nicholson as his manager. But that's a world we will not get to see today. It is the alternative universe. This is the darkest timeline. And you can tell I'm wearing dark clothes. I changed suddenly. Yeah, we're doing the thing. My personal schedule has been a bit insane recently. By having 2 podcasts, running wrestling shows, fixing all the things that is to do with, meaning I don't have as much time to record as I'd like to. But I'm having a show this Saturday, like not booking here, but another show in Stockholm in Sweden. And that is going to be at the Telephone Plan Arena. And I'm facing a young Estonian called Arthur Artur. And they're going to have also the opening round of the George Hackenschmidt tournament. Have you guys heard of George Hackenschmidt? Is he in the game? He would have passed away in 1970. Let's see if we can find him. Status. Deceased. Let's see who the deceased people are in this game. George Hackenschmidt. This is a wrestling lesson. He was an Estonian wrestler who is now deceased. Levon Advantage. Yes. Born on the 1st of August, 1877 in Dorpat in the Governorate of Livonia. Okay. So modern day Estonia, Latvia, somewhere around there. And he was the wrestling's first world heavyweight champion. So that's very important for the history of wrestling. We're going to have a tournament starting soon. The George Hackenschmidt Memorial Trophy. And we'll see who wins that one. I believe the final will actually be in Tallinn in Estonia. So that was something to look forward to. European wrestling fans who are around. Another name here, Jess McMahon. So he is the grandfather of Vince McMahon Jr. Could that be correct? The first Coney Island and Brooklyn sports stadiums. Here we go. So this is really the pioneering days of America, and they are pioneering wrestling, like the McMahon family name already at this point. Ed Strangler Lewis. You guys might have heard of that name. And the original Zbyszko, not related to Larry Zbyszko, because that wasn't his real name. But this is where he got the idea from that name. Stanislaus Zbyszko. And then Ricky Dosan, the man who is the pioneer of everything, the father of Puroresu. And there's a huge amount of history. I said that every single time, but get the game. If you haven't got the game, if you haven't got TEW IX, download the game and then go straight to the GDS forums, download this mod, and then put on some music from the 1970s in the background on YouTube or Spotify if you must. And then just look around the mod. Just use any kind of promotion and then look at all the rest. That's what I did a long time before choosing to do this mod. A lot of time just learning about what was going on. And then listening to Jim Cornette's. That was actually the inspiration. I'm not even talking about the inspiration of why I started to do this mod as we go ahead here. So I was listening to their Guest the Program segments and at the same time trying to learn more about 70s wrestling in Portland. And I realized I had learned a lot about everything that was going on. I watched enough old footage that I guessed the Portland Territory card on an episode that they had a month or so ago, what Jim Cornette got wrong. I was like, okay, has my knowledge of this era and this place is actually going in? Am I listening to information and reading it, and is it actually coming out and being memories? And like, can I talk about this? Can I do a show talking about the Pacific Northwest? And the reason that I chose this, I like Memphis wrestling, something that fascinated me, like younger in my career, how that worked, and some of the promotions around that area. But then when I started to learn about Portland wrestling, people talking about it on shoot interviews, the Roddy Pipers, the Bushwhackers, even the more recent ones there that we saw with the Don Morocco shoot, everyone talks glowingly about that being like one of the best promotions. And like north of the Los Angeles territory, which had maybe a few more eyes on it, a few more people seeing what was going on, but it was like one of the best playoff places and run sort of like Memphis. So the TV shows, they were always packed. It was a small arena, and then the big monthly shows, and they would be the ones that would sell a lot of tickets. And they'd bring in new people like your Andre the Giant or your bigger stars. The NWA champion would pass through. A lot of stuff like that. Jackie Pallo quits DMP. First of all, what is DMP? In stunning news, Jackie Pallo has quit DMP after attempting to hold up the company for more pay with a threat of walking out. Word from trusted sources indicate that this happened just minutes before Saturday sports time. So Mr. TV, Jackie Pallo, did not turn up for TV. Good Lord. Okay, any other news about Jackie Pallo? Let's have a look. Let's just have a look. Job history. Well, everything seems in order here. He's worked everywhere, but DMP, which federation was that? Dale Martin Promotions. Okay, one of the bigger ones. So Mr. TV is no longer on TV. But talking of TV, tonight is Sunday night, and we're 9 days removed from Legend of the Thunderbird. So we have tonight's TV, and then one more. And in that time, we have a mission. And our mission is to build up this feud. We're starting from zero. Can we get it to be hot, very hot, extremely hot after only 2 weeks build up? And what are we going to have for the main event? Find out this and much more when we return on the next episode of TEW IX, exploring the Portland territory.